Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special solo T-Bat Plays with me, Phantom Horn. I wanted to do a little Let's Play / update video for you all, talk to you about the state of the channel, the state of T-Bat, the state of everything, and I also thought I would show off this game, which I think is pretty cool, and I don't think many people have seen it. It's called Steele the Waifu Thief. I don't know what the fuck is the name about. I guess it's a pun because he's robbing and also stealing. I don't know. But it's like a really simple kind of nuclear throne type of game, which I think is pretty fun. And I'm kind of good at. I don't know. I played this game on easy and normal mode, and I found them both very easy to beat. But I haven't beat crazy mode yet. So I'm going to play on crazy. And we'll see if I can do it this time. Alright, let me check my audio. Alright, everything looks good. Let's go. Alright, so yeah, the reason I'm recording this alone without Keggy Boy is because T-Bat Plays is in a bit of a tough spot right now. What I mean by that is that obviously it's me and Keg recording together, but he is off in Cincinnati, and I am here in Massachusetts. Meaning that, we recorded a whole big, a big batch of updates, and we thought they would last forever, and they lasted for a long, long time, but they're out. So, we won't be able to record any together, at least not the way we did, for a little while. So in the meantime, I thought maybe we could do occasional little videos like this, where just one of us kind of, plays and kind of rambles or whatever, and talks to you, the audience, the fact that you're still here, still watching T-Bat Plays, means you must be, somewhat interested in us and what we're up to, which is nice. Every time I think about that, I think like, wow, holy shit. There's a number of people that actually continue to watch the stuff we put out. They keep tuning in and listening to us talk about whatever, which is really incredible, and I want to say thank you. Thank you, everyone who's still here after all the shit. This latest batch, the Equestria Bound, I did not I should have known. I should have known it would be wicked long, but I did not expect it to last this long. I thought maybe we would start something else. It's not a bad game, and I think we've got better as it went on. I think early on, as we were doing Equestria Bound, we were talking about the game more, which was pretty boring, because you can see what's happening on the screen. You don't need us to talk about it. After a certain point, we start... Oh, geez. Whew. After a certain point, we started making a conscious effort not to talk about the game, to just play the game in the background and talk about, us, or just, general topics of interest, which, listening back to the audio, I think made it a lot more interesting. Let me know what you think about that. So, yeah, that's what's up with T-Bat Plays. I would like to keep it going. I actually have quite an extensive catalog. Oh, no, I don't need to fight anymore. I got the heart. Oh yeah, by the way, every level there's a heart, which heals you 1 and increases your max health. So you need to collect to be ready for the final boss, you need to collect the hearts. So you won't get destroyed later on. You gotta be prepared. You gotta watch yourself. You gotta get... Fuck, shit. You gotta get jacked. Okay, so yeah, I actually have a pretty extensive collection of pony games that I went and found. I went through, every page of Equestria Gaming and checked out basically everything they ever posted there, looking for games that are, complete, and that are not fucking boring, text-based, RPGs or whatever, that have actual gameplay that could engage a little bit. Final swing leaves you wide open, yes it does, but it also stuns and deals triple damage. I spent a long time poring over every pony game that's ever been released or that anyone ever knows about, and I actually managed to get quite a few kind of little games, a lot like this one, ones that are just not huge sweeping epics like Equestria Bound, but ones that I thought would make good one-offs, like this right here. So there is still more pony material. I mean, Keg always was talking about moving away from pony, and like that's fine. I get that. I mean, we're obviously not doing reviews on season 6, as I'm sure you've noticed from the lack of videos. I mean, when we finished recording the last season 5 review, we felt pretty good about it. But, you know, as the hiatus went on and the season approached, we just lost interest. I mean, we've got our own stuff to do. We've got more, you know, things we're more interested in doing with our time than that. Sorry. I feel like that's probably not news to anyone. I feel like it was probably clear quite a while ago. Yeah, just not that interested in watching the new season, and definitely not in making videos about it. I mean, I haven't even seen the first episode. I haven't seen any of the episodes of season 6. Maybe Keg has, I don't know. I've heard it's bad. I mean, I've watched Jesse and Digi. I've heard Jesse and Digi talk about it a little bit. Mostly Jesse, and supposedly it's bad. Why am I fighting? I can just keep going. Yeah, so with that in mind, yeah, Kegs talked about taking this channel and making it into something non-pony, and I'm fine with that. However, I do have a lot of pony games that I poured through and discovered, and some of which I actually think are pretty nifty, and which I would like to actually show on this channel, even though maybe the time for that is past. I don't know. I mean, I really like fan games. I think there's a lot of good ones, like this one right here. And I mean, the first thing I ever found that was pony related on the internet was a game called Story of the Blanks on Newgrounds, which I kind of meant to someday play on here, but it's pretty short. It probably wouldn't make for... no, we could do it. No, we could do a short episode on it, just for old time's sake. Yeah, maybe I'll get Keg to play it and react to it or something, because he hasn't played it, I don't think. He'd never heard of it before I told him about it. Ah, these fucking knights. These royal guards, rather. I mean, it doesn't look too bad right now. They pile up, though. Oh, Nope, I can't avoid it. I gotta kill them all to make this a better, safer world for us alicorns. Oh yes, your character is an alicorn in this game, by the way. I don't know why. I guess it's because, I don't know, he's trying to save or maybe kidnap Twilight, so I don't know. I don't know why they decided to make an alicorn. It's interesting. Did I already get the heart on this level? I forget. I'm going. I don't care. And he has this magic hammer, and one of the little hinties you can find... 2 hearts? What the fuck? Awesome. Whoa! This is great. One of the little hints you can find says there's a tragic backstory to the pink mallet, which I think is a joke. I don't know. I'm gonna assume it's a joke, and there's no like secret to find with that. It's funny though, and I'm glad it's there, even if it doesn't go anywhere. Ah, yes, pony games. Good, sweet, old pony games. Yes, but aside from what I'm doing right here, you know, most of my time I spend drawing my comics for saintcomics.com, which is, I feel like is rough. It's a tough racket, and I'm putting them on my site, and I'm putting them on Tapastic, and when I make a comic and I tweet about it, I get some views. I see a little spike in traffic. It lasts for like a couple days, and then just completely dies away. So I don't know. I really hate the like weekly or like, you know, regular update schedule webcomic format. I hate reading comics like that. I would rather just read a single story in one go. But I guess from like a driving traffic perspective, it doesn't seem to be working. The views spike and then they just go away until, you know, I tweet something else, or I get people to tweet for me, like, oh, check out, I made a new thing, and then some people check it out, and it's like, oh, cool, for a little bit, but then it's gone. Then, you know, the hype... Oh, I really botched that one. The hype doesn't last, I don't know. Comics is rough. Comics is rough, and frankly, looking at the webcomics landscape, all damage is avoidable, of course, if you're a pro like me. Defeat Shining Armor? Okay, this guy's pretty rough. He's not the final boss, though. The final boss is truly a bastard. Ah, shit. Oh. Yeah, looking at the webcomics landscape, I gotta say, it's pretty grim. I see a lot of people doing real quality work, and nobody cares. And I guess you could include me in that. I mean, I feel like no, that's not true. That's not true. I actually feel like there's a lot of people that are as or more talented than myself who get even less recognition than I do for what they do. So I'm lucky, honestly. I think that I might complain about, comics not being popular enough or my work not getting recognition or something, but I think that a lot of people get a way rawer deal than I do. I mean, I've got vehicles for, driving traffic my way, like the PCP, for example, which has, I think a lot of people have gotten interested in my work and, kind of discovered me, or if not discovered me, like, been kind of motivated into going and looking into what I do a little more extensively through the PCP, which is great. The PCP is, I'd say it's pretty awesome. I think everyone involved is really happy with the PCP. And by the way, if you don't know, the PCP is the Procrastinators Podcast, which is us guys that used to be the Horseshoe Crew. That's what we do now. If you haven't seen, I imagine that anyone that watches T-Bat Plays with, me and Guy, Keg, whatever his fucking name is now. I'm really fucking this up. I feel like anyone who watches T-Bat Plays most likely watches the Procrastinators Podcast, but if you don't, you really should, because that's kind of what we're doing now, aside from our regular stuff. Like, Guy has his anime channel, which just released the Undertale video, which he complained endlessly about as he was making it, about how it was taking too long and he was putting too much work into it. And I agreed with him. It was late, like, he was, by the time he got it out, he was saying, like, oh, it's the hype is past, this video is already old, it's already dated, what's the point? And yeah, kinda. But it came out, and I watched the video, and by the end of it, I thought it was pretty good. And he got a bunch of new patrons, which I think he deserved for that, for all the work he put in. So that was, I guess, a happy ending to that sort of... Oh my god. I was doing way better at this, by the way, before I started recording. I beat this guy pretty much without a problem. Fuck. They just keep coming. Yeah, so... Yeah. Guy's got YouTube, and I've got fucking my website and Tapastic, which is a comics fucking platform, which sucks, by the way. I don't want to, come out publicly and say that Tapastic is a garbage platform, because I feel like there's other people that would be offended that, by the things I have to... other people that I kind of know and whose work I like might disagree with me and be like, hey, don't say that. Or maybe they probably wouldn't care, whatever. But I'm a little nervous about saying it on, Twitter. Sometimes I type out a message on Twitter about, oh, fuck Tapastic. It's fucking garbage. It is no help at all to creators. And the content that gets popular on there is all the same kind of stupid, 3-panel slice of life, self-insert bullshit. Or fan content. Or if you're not garbage like that, you have to have, a super high fidelity, beautiful painterly visuals. Those can help you get popular too. Or it can be a boys love series. If you're a boys love series, you can get some notoriety on fucking Tapastic. I hate Tapastic. It's trash. Its audience is trash. No offense to anyone who reads me on there, but quite frankly, the level of comments I get on Tapastic are... They're like YouTube comments in how stupid they are, but they're better in the sense that they're never negative. No one ever criticizes anything on Tapastic. It's very strange. Everyone only ever posts a comment to be like, I love this, you know, or I think this about this. Nobody complains. No one criticizes anyone. Even on the forums, everyone is so nice, and frankly, it's disgusting. I hate it. I cannot stand the attitude over there. Nobody is like... Everyone's just congratulating each other all the time on a job well done, no matter how crappy it is. And I mean... It's bizarre, and I don't like it. So yeah, I hate Tapastic. I can't wait to leave it in the dust. In May, there is a... the comics collective known as Hiveworks is having open submissions, and I am planning to apply to get in a part of that, I think. Hiveworks isn't like a hosting platform like Tapastic is. Hiveworks is just kind of a loose conglomeration of sites that kind of are banded together and like promote each other. But it's cool, and there's a lot of quality stuff on there, and I would really like to be in on that. And if they wanted me, if they said, yeah, you can be in Hiveworks, but you gotta get off Tapastic, I would be like, yes, absolutely, in a second. Just delete my entire account, delete all the things I've posted on Tapastic. Fuck Tapastic, it's worthless. Yeah, Hiveworks, open submissions, May through June, and I mean, I was going to submit The Vapors, which is my comic, if you don't know. It is my comic that is kind of... This sounds negative when I say it like this, but I don't mean it as negatively as it sounds. I don't know what I was thinking when I started Vapors. Or rather, like, I do. I knew it wouldn't be a hit. Like, I knew it wasn't the kind of series that would get a lot of people hype, or that a lot of people would like want to reshare. I knew it wouldn't be popular. I guess I do know what I was thinking. I guess because it's about a couple of kids, or characters, or whatever. It's about a couple of kids who are like kind of messed up in the head, and they're just sort of sad and shitty about everything, and that's the plot. It's just them being shitty, and I don't know. I've only done 2 chapters, so I guess it mostly exists in my head, but I guess what I wanted to go for was, like, maybe not, like, a fun time, like, really impress people, like, shareability kind of quality to it. Maybe what I was going for was more of, like, more of, like, a personal, deeply emotional, resonant kind of thing. I don't know. I don't think it was a good decision. I don't think it was a bad decision, either. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't a waste of time. I got a lot better at drawing from drawing it, and like I don't even think the work is bad, and a lot of people really like it, and I like it too. I just never, even from the very beginning, I never saw it getting big, and I want to get big. You know, I want to be popular. I want people to know my work and read it. So, yeah, I've got a Vapors chapter 3 planned out in my head. I know what happens, but I don't know when I'll do it. I want to put it on hiatus. It's been on hiatus because I was drawing my Pokemon thing, the Nuzlocke comic Brunswick, about Brunswick the Mamoswine, which, even though I made it like way faster than the Vapors, I honestly think I like it more. It has a more... Well, it has a more, like... more of an arc to it. It has more of an emotional, like, progression, and I like that. I like it a lot. And I like that it took that I did it faster. Like, the art is a little rougher, but I don't think it looks that much worse, and, like, it was definitely worth saving, like, weeks of work to not make it as, like, flashy as the Vapors art was. So Vapors was on hiatus for Brunswick, and I think I'm putting it on hiatus again because I kind of want to start a new series. One that is... It's not... How do I say it? I was thinking about a new series, because I didn't think that Vapors would ever get big. I was thinking that I should maybe start something else with a little more potential for, like, reaching a wider audience. And I didn't really formulate a story to be like, oh, this will appeal to a lot of people. I was just thinking about story ideas, and I eventually happened on one that I kind of liked, and I thought, I also happened to think, oh, you know what, I think this would actually have a little bit more, like, mass appeal, a little more, potential to get big than the Vapors did. So I kind of like that, and I'm thinking I'm gonna try it on for a bit, and try and develop it, and maybe do one chapter, see how it goes. I won't say too much about what it's called, but the working title for it right now is Champion of Justice, which is really corny, kind of on purpose, though. Don't want to say too much about it, because like, I know the premise, but the actual story details for the first chapter are still a little up in the air, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. Yes, Champion of Justice. Ugh, I don't like the sound of it when I say it out. It's really corny. I don't know. But it's really easy to understand. Like, anyone would hear that and be like, I know what this is going to be about. You know? Like, you say the Vapors. It's like, well, what does that mean? That's really kind of abstract, and it's not... It doesn't tell you anything about the story, and so it makes it hard for you to hear about it and be like, oh, now that sounds like something I would want to read. Like when fucking Rarity wanted to name her dress, The One Thing, and her assistant at the shop, her new shop in Canterlot, was like, no, you should name it this other kind of dumb-sounding thing, because people will actually understand it. You know what I'm talking about, the one where she had that cool, like, blue assistant in Canterlot, from Season 5, it was a good episode. I don't remember what it was called. Yes. That's what naming things is. That's what it's like to be an artist. Rarity. Such a deep character. So relatable. I'm not kidding. It sounds like I'm kidding, but I'm not. Rarity's a good character. I miss that horse. Maybe I will go watch Season 6 at some point. Maybe I'll wait till it's over and then watch it all in one go. I don't know, though. I don't hear good things. The people that I know are like, the show is dead now. Ooh, fuck. I'm not that surprised. I expected the show to go to shit in Season 5. It didn't quite. I didn't think it was as good as Season 4, but it wasn't terrible either. I don't know. Maybe Season 6 will get better. Who knows? What level am I on? I can't remember. And it doesn't matter. Oh, a heart. Boy. Hang on. Shit. Gotta check, how long have I been going? Okay, about 23 minutes. Yeah, so I was playing this before. I beat the first 2 difficulties with no problem at all. Crazy I lost on, and now I've lost on it twice, so... Can I do it? I don't know. It's really... I didn't even get past the first... There's 2 bosses. You gotta fight Shining Armor and Flash Sentry in order to get Twilight. And the first time I tried... I didn't find Shining Armor that hard the first time, but Flash Sentry is like... I've never beaten Crazy Mode Flash Sentry. These gray guys are like super tough, by the way. Oh, yes. There's no point fighting. You can't kill them all. Oh, Shining Armor. Here we go. Alright. So while I'm fighting Shining Armor, let me talk about the Procrastinators podcast, which is kind of... It was Guy's idea, and it's been pretty great. And I feel like... I don't know, I feel good about it, but I also feel like it could be better. Because when Guy was pitching the idea to all of us to start, like, a podcast for all of... us to be a part of, I really wanted it to have, like, a strong theme, like in the way that Biggest Problem in the Universe is, you know, it has this theme wherein, you know, every episode is about, they propose problems to each other and then viewers vote on them. And I thought we really needed that, because I was hoping that we could make it a great podcast in and of itself, that people could discover us, like people would hear about the podcast and want to listen to it, and then they would discover us through the podcast, and it would be kind of a vehicle to drive more traffic to the rest of our work. That's what I wanted. And it hasn't really... And even though I really like doing the podcast, and I think it's been good, and I think it's gotten more... I think it does get me traffic. I think it does keep me kind of in people's mind a bit. So it's good. Shit. I feel like it hasn't driven much traffic. I feel like not many people have discovered the procrastinators that were not already familiar with, the members individually, which I think is too bad, but I don't know what to do about it. I'm always complaining in the group chat that the podcast has too many people talking over each other. And Jesse thinks I'm a little bitch, and he's probably right. He likes that people talk over... And, I think... I don't mind people, like, interrupting each other, but I do mind... Because that's just part of conversation. But I do mind when, like, someone interrupts someone else, and then the first person keeps talking. Because when two people are talking at once, it makes it hard to understand. And if you can't understand what's being said, then what the fuck is the point of listening to the podcast? And I guess you could say that hearing people argue and hearing people yell at each other could be, like, shit, kind of inherently fun or whatever. It could just, just people arguing, aha, and I guess, but I don't know. I don't like it as much. I think interrupting is fine, but people should... I wish we would, like... I kind of wish we could calm down and, like, make our points rationally, but I guess with the people that we've got, that's kind of maybe a stupid thing to hope for, and maybe not... maybe that wouldn't really be playing to our strengths as personalities, I suppose. I don't know. I don't consider myself that much of a personality, not in the way that, like, Jesse is, for example, or even Hippo in his own way. Not in the context of the PCP, by the way. I think I'm a pretty... I think within the PCP, I'm a pretty, I'm a pretty, like, a level-headed, kind of reasonable, like, voice of reason type of guy. I see myself that way. Maybe everyone else would disagree. But I think I'm a pretty even-headed individual, at least on there. Whereas in real life, my real life friends see me as this, like, weird, wacky character. They, because I'm a YouTuber and, like, oh, I'm an artist or whatever, and I, like, don't have a regular job. Well, I kind of do, but not, like, a regular 9-to-5 job. I'm a tutor, by the way. That's what for anyone who's curious, yeah, YouTube and comics do not even come close to paying for my life. I'm a tutor on the side, and I hate it. I hate teaching. I hate children. I hate everything. And that's why I want to be a famous cartoonist and so I can never work a real job again, because fuck that. Am I right? Absolutely. So in the PCP, I feel like I'm kind of a kind of a straight man in a way, a tsukomi. Is that the Japanese straight man and funny man? Tsukomi and whatever? Yes, but in real life, the people I know in real life do not see me that way at all. I'm a wacky dude. I'm a wacky character. Oh yes, on the subject of living, on the subject of my work, and on how I live, my Patreon hit $100. It hit the triple digits. Thanks to a lot of factors, I've got patrons on there. A couple of my friends did, pledge to me because they wanted to support my ambitions or whatever, and I'm very grateful for them. So, yeah, two of my friends pledged like $10 a piece. I think, Digi is a patron on there for like $1. I think he's the only one of the PCP that is patroning me, which is gay, by the way. I patron I patron Devu, and I patron Hippo, and I patron Guy. I patron Guy the most because I know he works really hard on his shit. So I hit 100, and I felt really good about that. It made me really happy. I felt like... Because when I first released the first chapter of The Vapors, like, I worked so hard on it. I worked on it for months. And I was like, this is incredible. Like, what I have done here is such a towering accomplishment. I in my mind, I was kind of hoping that I would put it out and I would immediately hit $100 on Patreon, like as soon as it was out, which was foolish, like very, very optimistic. Because, like I said, there are other people that are as or even more talented than me that don't get any kind of recognition. Like, there are people that have been doing comics at a similar level of quality as I do for years, who are at 50, 80, maybe over 100 if they're lucky. And I think those people just don't have any promotional outlets, the way that I wouldn't say I have a huge promotional force behind me or anything. I mean, I've got the PCP and I've got a couple of my somewhat well-known friends on YouTube and Twitter and stuff, and they retweet my stuff, and that helps. So I do have a leg up, not a huge one, but I do have one. And so yeah, but despite that, yeah, $100 right away was really ambitious. So I think in the first month I got 30, and I was really happy to have 30. But I was like, oh, I feel really small time. 30 is really small time. But then, it's been a while, and now I finally hit 100, which was my initial goal, and I'm like, oh, thank God. I finally feel having $100 makes me feel a little legit. Like I said before, that come May, I want to apply to be on the Hiveworks. Ooh, I wanted to get in with that third swing, but it wasn't to be, and that's fine. We got him with that one. Yeah, come May, I want to... Fuck. I'm concentrating really hard. Come May, I want to apply to be on the Hiveworks network. And I think that I'm on Twitter, and I've got 2,000 followers, which is a pretty respectable number. For an artist, I think, for an amateur artist without any real without any smash hits under their belt, I think 2,000 is pretty good. Oh fuck! Look at this shit. I'm in too deep. Yeah, so I feel good about my Twitter numbers. I feel good about my Patreon. Having 100 on my Patreon makes me look way more legit, and I feel like a lot of people that are on Hiveworks already, despite the fact that Hiveworks itself is kind of a promotional force that can get people noticed, even though you kind of have to get noticed to get into it. I think now, I don't know, but yeah, even despite some people are in Hiveworks already, and they do not even make 100 on Patreon, which to me says if I was Hiveworks and I saw my application to get on there, they'd be like, well, this guy, people like this guy has some some backers, this guy has some support, maybe there's something to this guy. So it makes me really happy just to see that, and I feel like I feel like more than the money, which, like I said, is not enough to live on. I still have to work a job to live, but more than the actual money itself, that number, I feel like, is going to help me out. And I'm just so fucking chuffed about it. I really can't overstate how happy I am to be, just to have that vote of confidence from me. I feel like it's pretty likely that at least a few of my patrons probably watch T-Bat Plays, or maybe not. I mean, yeah, right? I'm sure someone that watches T-Bat Plays is a patron, or vice versa. I mean, if you like me enough to patron me, you would probably want to watch my shit. But then again, even if you were, in theory, interested in listening to the idea of me playing games and talking over them, that 100+ episodes of Equestria Bound could, in theory, drive you off. So I could maybe understand if maybe not. But if you're here, thank you. I love you. I try to live on as little money as possible, by the way. That $100 on Patreon goes really far. Like I've tried to arrange my life in such a way that I can. Fuck. Oh, I had such a good thing going there. I had him on the rope. Okay. Oh my god, am I gonna make it? Am I gonna win? Anyway, I'm a very frugal person. Like, the Grumps retweeted this thing from some girl who like needed help to get out of her house or because she has a oh my god, I won. Anyway, this girl on Twitter was like, help me, my family is bad, I need to get out of my house, and they, please GoFund me for $2,000 so I can move out. And I was like, I don't know, it pisses me off. It pisses me off when other people get things. I don't know, I'm just a jealous person. But I was like, okay, so she needs money to move out. Oh, great, good for her. Then I went and looked at her Patreon. She's already an artist that makes $700 on Patreon, and I was like, if I had $700 on Patreon, the world would be my fucking oyster. I would not... I feel like I could move out of my house on that amount. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. What was I talking about? Holy shit. I can't believe it. Has won the heart of the Princess of Friendship by kidnapping her. Oh my god. I did it. I won. Well, I guess I got through all the points I had to make. So thanks for listening, everyone. Thanks for watching. And this is Robin Steele the Waifu Thief. It's pretty fun. I've been having a good time while I've been talking to you all and letting you all know what's up with me and my life and TBAP and the channel TBAP plays and TBAP and all that stuff. Whack. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.